Hi guys! In this video, we will be discussing about the algebra of propositions. As to recall, propositions are logical statements that can either be proven as true or false. When we say algebra, we will be utilizing concepts of operations that can be used algebraically and will be applying it to logical statements. Here are some of the laws of algebra that can be used on propositions. First is what we call the idempotent laws, which talks about or when we try to operate a certain proposition to itself using the operators and or. Notice that um, when we combine the statement to itself, it will still result to the proposition itself. Either and or yung operation, it will still be the same. Now, also we have the identity laws stating that when a certain statement operated with a true statement or combined with a true statement using a disjunction, it will show that the statement will result to itself and will have a value of true. Meanwhile, if the proposition itself is combined using the operator and or a conjunction which has a false statement, yan, or is combined to a false statement, then it will still result to the same proposition but will have a value of false. Now, we also have the associative laws, same as how we utilize it with other concepts in algebra. Associative laws will talk about if we try to regroup our propositions or regroup the operations on the propositions, it will still be equivalent with each other. Say for instance, if we have propositions P, Q, and R, now operating it or interchanging those that are inside the parentheses will still be the same, either on the and or na operation. Yan. We also have the complement laws by which if a certain statement is combined to or we will utilize an operator or and to its negation will either result to true or false. So statement P or the negation of P will be true, and the statement P and the negation of P will be false. That is, if we negate the true or if we negate a statement that is true, it will become false. Or if we negate the statement that is false, then it will become a true statement. Yan. We also have the commutative laws, by which when we do commutative, it means na if we interchange the location or if we interchange the position of the propositions, it still is the same or equivalent pa rin siya. So, meaning, say for example, when we say P or Q, it's the same as stating na Q or P. Yan. Or when we say P and Q, it's the same as Q and P. Yan. We also have these involution laws that which if we negate the negation of a statement, it will result to the statement itself. So meaning, if we get the negative or the negation of it, pubalik siya sa yung original na statement. Yan. Now, we also have the De Morgan's law. Okay? Now, the De Morgan's law is not only used here, but we will be encountering it on other parts or in set theory in particular. Now, De Morgan's law demonstrates how the negation of a compound statement will result to its kumbaga its reverse or its converse. Ganon. Now, we will be showing you an example later using the De Morgan's law. Yan. And also, we have the distributive laws, by which if a certain proposition P or given we have proposition P, Q, and R. Ayan. Now, if we have a certain proposition P operated to the compound of Q and R, so if we distribute it, it's actually the same. Yan. Or kumbaga, equivalent statements pa rin siya. Just simply distributing the, or kumbaga, we are distributing the operators. Notice that we have P or Q, we have it here, and P or R. Okay, it's the same if you just interchange the operators. Basta notice na yung nasa labas na is kung ano yung nasa loob na dito sa first na statement. So, kumbaga, you distribute P and its operator individually to the statements that are inside the parentheses. That is the distributive laws, or kumbaga, distribution property of equality. Okay? Now, those are only some of the laws or common laws of algebra that is applied to propositions. Now, say for example, we have this statement. We will use the or one of De Morgan's laws to restate the following sentence into its equivalent form. Say the statement is, it is not true that I graduated or I got a job. So notice now we have here operators. We have not, we have or. Yan. Okay, now, how do we restate that? So first of all is, we need to let the statement, or kumbaga, we need to rewrite the statement into its symbolic form first para mas makita natin kung paano siya i-operate. Yan. Now, let P is the statement or be the statement, I graduated. Now, let Q naman the statement, I got a job. So, if we will try to convert this statement or the compound statement into its symbolic form, it will look like this. We have here, notice the negation from the statement here or from the word not. Yan. And P, ito, I graduated. Tapos yung operator natin na or. And statement Q, I got a job. Ito siya. So, this will be the symbolic form of the compound statement that is indicated above. Now, after that, remember, ano yung form ng De Morgan's Law? Yan. We have here the negation of P or Q. So, we have that here. Ito siya. The negation of P or Q is the same as stating na you negate P, tapos you reverse or you reciprocate the operator from or, magiging and siya. And you simply distribute the negation to both statements. We have here negation of P and the negation of Q. And from or, it became and. Just simply remember na when we do the De Morgan's Law, we simply distribute or kung ano yung kung may negation siya sa labas, we simply distribute it to the statements inside the parentheses and we reverse the operator. If and siya, magiging or, then if or siya, magiging and. Ganon. Now, based on the Morgan's Law, the statement here or our original compound statement will look like this. It will become the negation of P and the negation of Q. Now, the task here is to restate the compound statement. So, from the original sentence form, ginawa natin siyang symbolic. Tapos, yung symbolic form, we utilized De Morgan's Law to find its equivalent. Then, based sa equivalent symbolic form, we will translate it into an English sentence. Now, starting off with, ayan, ito. Notice I used colors for you to differentiate or to determine kung saan yung na-change. Ayan. Now, this is the first or the original statement. We used blue here to indicate the negation and yellow here to indicate the original operator or. Yan. This is for the original na statement niya. Then, since we need to, or based here, looking at the statement, we have here, this is statement P, and this is statement Q. Yan. So, kailangan natin siya nga na-i-change sa ganitong form. Then, we will have, yan, it is true that I did not, kasi nga, negation of statement P, graduate, and I did not get the job or get a job. Negation of statement Q. Now, notice that we also need to utilize correct grammatical structures kasi though we are following the symbolic form, observe as well na the statement is still grammatically correct and will still follow the proper procedures or the symbolic form or equivalent niya. So, kumbaga, it's not a reason na kasi ganun yung symbolic form niya, dapat ganun din pagka-state. We still need to follow uh, structures of grammar or English grammar. So, in this case, instead of just putting the word not, we used did not to indicate the past tense of the verbs in our propositions. Yan. So, therefore, if we utilized or if we um, determine an equivalent form for our statement, it is not true that I graduated or I got a job, we will have the statement, it is true that I did not graduate and I did not got a job or get a job. Ano lang siya.